Alrighty, fellas, someone in chat says, I'm new to PokeMMO. Any tips on making money? You know what? You can find me in game and be the first person to trade me right now because we're doing a hide and seek. What's up, fellas? My name is Patrouski. Welcome back to their PokeMMO stream recap. I'm going to be on channel 4, okay? And the very first person to find me in game and trade me will win 1,000,000 Pokeyen. Are you ready to be revealed? My location, where I'm at? Let's go ahead and jump into it. First person to find me. Boom. First person to find me 1,000,000. But which region? You got to find it yourself. That's the part of the hide and seek. I will give you the channel. Okay? Channel 4. I'm on channel 4. I think this is kind of an easy one. But maybe most of these I feel like I wouldn't be able to get, you know? A lot of these I don't think I would be able to get. This one I think I could. I think I actually could get this one. It's really tough. But I don't know. But I think I would get this one. Ah! Dude, Fly Happy, I'm pretty sure he's won this many times. Kanto because of the rain. If you remember, if you like know what region it's raining in right now, that's insane. Fly Happy is really fucking talented at this game. Haven't won one? Wait, really? Maybe I just recognize your name all the time. Okay, I'm a bad streamer. Congratulations, Fly Happy. There you go, dude. You're 1,000,000 Pokeyen. Thanks for playing, everybody. That was, whew. Other regions rains? No. Hoenn, it definitely rains. I think in most regions, Hoenn, it definitely rains. That was so fast. That was so fast, man. So for those who don't know where we're at, let me just zoom out and show you. I thought it was a cool spot. It's right by Cinnabar Island. I think I would have gotten this, my little boomer brain. I spent so much time here in 2013 PokeMMO. We were over at Cinnabar Island, fellas. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for playing the hide and seek. Let's go ahead and jump into the actual stream recap. What's up, fellas? Good morning. Good morning. We have a lot of things to jump into and cover today. First things first, I got to cover my own business, okay? The Factor sponsorship is refreshed. It is so back, and we are having a full-on STREAMATHON, okay? This is like the first like really big serious STREAMATHON I've done in a few months. I did a lot early in the year. If you want to participate, add to, hang out, do the STREAMATHON at the end of the month in September. It'll either be late September or early October. Every single Factor sub, link in the description, first link down below, supports the stream. It's the best way to support me, and you get awesome food. It's a win-win-win, and you add an hour to the STREAMATHON. At 5 Factor subs, I will commit to a horror game stream. I'll play a horror game for at least 1 hour, probably during the STREAMATHON. Last time I did that, I almost pissed myself. We streamed for like 43 minutes back. I streamed a horror game for like 43 minutes back in 2023, and I had to call it because I was so scared on stream. I'm a baby with that stuff. So 5 Factor subs unlocks the horror game stream. 10 Factor subs unlocks the 10,000,000 Pokeyen giveaway, and then 25 Factor subs, the one that will probably never happen, but the community's been asking for it for so long. At 25 Factor subs, I will bathe in beans. Specifically, hopefully Heinz beans. You know, if you know me in my British banter, I got the British flag back here because I banter with them and I meme on them so much. Got to show them some love too. It's got to be a love, a compliment sandwich type thing. If you know my beef with beans on toast. But anyway, that's the STREAMATHON stuff that will happen late September or early October, and it's perfect because it should be Twitch's September right now, so it's also, there's some stuff there, and maybe I'll try to get some Twitch sub stuff. We're workshopping it, okay? We have some more we can do, but for now, those are the rules. What's our reward? It's bathing beans, man. It's bathing beans. People want to see me do it. Anyways, we're gonna jump into the browser. We've got some catch events to cover, most notably the Zangoose catch event. Zangoose catch event Wednesday the 3rd of September at 1 p.m. ET. I'll probably be doing this on stream. It's perfect timing for me. Route 114 Hoenn. You can catch Zangoose, Nuzleaf, Lombre, Combustion, Seedot, Lotad, or Seviper for -15. Big point bonuses in this. Massive point bonuses. Zangoose plus 15. Adamant plus 10. There's a lot of big point bonuses for this very, very wacky event. Shiny Zangoose level 50. Your choice of nature, 2 moves, 3 IVs. Shiny Zangoose, amazing shiny. Check it out. Zangoose catch event coming up. Next up, Let Him Paint. Smeargle catch events the 7th of September, Sunday at 1 p.m. ET once again. Sorry, excuse me. At Route 6 Kanto, You got Snubble, Golduck, Gyarados, Smeargle, Growlithe, Jigglypuff, Vulpix, Abra, Meowth, PokeMMO Wrap. Okay. First place prize, shiny Smeargle. Another really cool, like very versatile. Zangoose is a cool looking shiny, but doesn't really do a whole lot, unfortunately. Smeargle, the perfect utility shiny. How could anybody not want a shiny Smeargle? It's the perfect utility shiny. It's the perfect time to win free RP heading into event season. The Halloween event is officially 2 months away. I've been slowly telling people, hey, like it's 3 months, it's 3.5 months, 4 months away, 3 months away, 2.5. Now it's 2 months away. It's getting closer and closer and closer. So keep an eye out for free RP stuff. Now, I want to cover this. This is, don't think I'm being dramatic, I'll just say one of the coolest PokeMMO events I've ever seen. This is an unofficial event, okay? Very, very important. Unofficial event hosted by just a player, hosted by another member of the community, okay? Named Pokedex on the forums. This is really fucking cool to me. The Safari Showdown. The Safari Showdown is a weekly, so it happens every Friday, I believe. A weekly 2-part catching contest into a raw PvP tournament. Players will catch the strongest Pokemon they can find in the Safari Zone and then go head to head using the Pokemon they caught. The event location will rotate weekly, so look out every Friday for updates. This is so cool to me. Recurring unofficial events that also make things interesting, change the rules, flip the rules on their head. Maybe you want to catch specific Pokemon and like ignore the catch event to specifically hope for the PvP side, right? Maybe you want to try to go for both. Like, this is so interesting to me. So part 1 is you catch Pokemon, right? It's a typical catching contest. All Pokemon must be caught before limit, all must be kept unchanged, 1 mon submitted. Catch mons. People will still submit their highest IV or lowest IV mon as per normal and have a chance to win a prize there. But you also have phase 2, the PvP side, right? Players will use their strongest mons caught during phase 1 and battle it out in a tournament consisting of all raw caught Pokemon. This is an unpredictable, non-meta blast of a tournament that is worth experiencing. I can't wait for this. This is such a fucking cool tournament. First place gets a 7-day donor status and a golden tiger mask. Second place, a shiny charm and a random 5x31 Pokemon. Third place, a shiny charm. He's trying to get some prize support. He's doing a great job. Highest IV catch gets an Ocarina and a Richest Charm. Lowest IV catch, shiny charm and a Richest Charm. This is so cool to me. Weekly start Saturday. Oh, excuse me, Saturday 5 p.m. I said Friday, so excuse me. Yeah, it's such a cool, unique event. Saturday, 5 p.m. UTC. Go ahead and do your time code. I'll have to do my own time conversions for my own time zone, but Saturday, 5 p.m. UTC. Also, what a great idea to do it on a Saturday, like on the weekends. This is such an exciting catch event, and I wanted to show off this. This was really cool to me. Look at this. Winners of the first, he's only done this, I think he's only done this once. So he's heading into like the second week, I believe, which is really, really cool. Winners of the first Safari Showdown. First place, Serena. Second place. This was really cool to me. Second place, Iron Zangoose. He also got the lowest IV catch. I thought that was really, really cool. And then third place, Knick-Knack, also got the highest IV catch. I thought it was cool to see like who was winning in the catch events or doing well there, but also I thought it was really cool to see second place have the lowest IV. Like, that's really interesting to me. This is a really, really cool event. This is an amazing communal project. Check it out. He's doing really cool stuff. Shout out to Pokedex. All right, next up. This was a really niche thing that I would have never thought of in PokeMMO. PokeMMO typically has certain gray areas in the rules, which is why it's kind of tough to understand and comprehend all the rules in PokeMMO. I'm not going to lie, it is. It's unintuitive. I think there's a lot of stuff that's like, they have a lot of exceptions, I would call it. For those who don't know, one of those exceptions consists of you are actually allowed to pay people Pokeyen for art in relation to PokeMMO. Most games that would be considered RMT or RWT, which is real money trade, or real world trade, which is like trading, Pokeyen or in-game thing for an IRL asset, even if it's just art, right? But PokeMMO likes to support their artists in that way, and they like to like kind of allow that exception to allow people to make some Pokeyen off their art skills and vice versa. I think it's kind of cool. This guy asked, I was thinking, hey, could I edit videos for a friend? He's a cut creator. Could I edit videos for him and get paid Pokeyen? And I agree with Cap. Like, my response would have been the same as Black Lava. Like, they'll probably ban you, but like, I don't know. But then, yeah, people, like, there's a bit of a discussion here, and we had a staff weigh in, Game Master, Bearminator, who was like, hi, we don't, they like, this is like a new rule they had to come up with because of this forum post, which I think is really interesting. We don't have an issue with allowing that as long as it's a genuine service given to the content creator who creates videos related to PokeMMO and you edit those related to the game. In a similar fashion, we allow selling Pokemon related art or mods. Genuine services are a reasonable exception as it benefits players and content creators. I know some of you are concerned about being flagged for RMT. We will inform GMs about the allowance of the service, but sometimes people try to play and pretend and hide their RMT in services that never existed to begin with. Protect you both, yourself and your contractor. Please follow up your principles. Always obtain the agreement in writing. Keep proof of your work. In the event of a need for appeal, ensure that you provide the necessary proof. I thought this was really, really interesting. I think PokeMMO does try to bend their rules for like I think PokeMMO has rules that exist for a purpose. They're not like reasonless rules like a lot of bureaucracy can be at times. I feel like their rules exist for a reason and they allow exceptions for a reason, but because of that sometimes it can be a little harder to follow. They're a little more flexible, but they also just like if you just do things with good intentions and usually you're good. I thought this was pretty, or just ask questions to the staff. I thought this was really, really interesting. So I thought it was really cool. Next up, one quick little thing. The move round is temporarily banned from competitive play due to a bug. That's it. In a move you would never normally use, you would never normally use that, but it is banned due to a bug. Just thought I'd let you guys know. There's actually a forum post that lets you know when moves are banned due to certain bugs or whatever in game. It's kind of funny to see that pop up. But there we go. That is the daily news and full intro to the stream recap. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Let's jump into some actual PokeMMO gameplay. Hopefully you're watching on your second monitor, playing on your first monitor, and good luck on your PokeMMO shiny hunts. I know you're doing that today, or your EV training, or whatever you're doing. What the hell? How was the door? How was the door locked? What do you? What? I've never seen this before. Did they get reset? How is the door locked on my 10,000 hour account? Sorry, 9,000 hour. Huh? Is that a bug? Did it get reset? I've never seen that before. I used to gym rerun and clear this gym all the time. Yeah, apparently I am a noob fly happy. I can't even access the 7th gym. Anyways, I'm gonna hop over to the Iron Man account and play the game. What the fuck? What a funny and interesting. All right, I have not read this, so we're just going into this blind. Skid for thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you. So I'll properly thank you in a quick sec, but I'm going to this blind. Zenarchy said that he posted a suggestion box post and Rach eyeball reacted. However, Rach has been known, there's one of the head devs, or one of the devs of PokeMMO. Rach has been known to do a little trolling when it comes to especially Zenarchy, so we'll see. Idea: prestige pumpkin vanity. I love the idea of exclusive vanity, but thought, what if instead of pumpkin just dropped a one-time exclusive event every year? So if you don't know, every single Halloween event, the pumpkin drops one untradeable vanity, right? What if we got an evolving vanity that levels up the more times you beat him on hard mode? Illustrating the concept, Pumpkin's Cursed Lantern. You beat him once, you get the base version. If you keep grinding harder, keep grinding the hard mode wins, the lantern slowly gets crazier and spookier. I mean, I love the idea, like little bats or like flies flying around it. That is really fucking cool. It feels like it's absorbing the power of like the boss phase by phase. The way it's explained, one win, a simple wooden staff with a tiny dim pumpkin lantern tied at the top. Weak orange glow. Weak orange glow. 10 wins, haunted branch. The staff darkens, bark turning blackened with green etchings. I love that. Oh my god, Zenarchy puts so much effort into like these descriptions. The pumpkin head glows eerie green. Faint smoke leaks out. The spectral vines curl around it, inspiring the entangling vines mechanic. 25 wins. Staff of the Lost Souls. A larger, more ornate staff with ghostly particles swirling around the pumpkin head. Spectral mist leaks as you walk, and the vine now moves slowly like they're alive, inspired by Soul Drain and Spirit Away. 50 wins is the pumpkin staff. The staff becomes jagged and more complex, a huge sinister jack-o'-lantern top with glowing purple flame, wrapped in rattling chains, dark aura pulses with each idle animation. And then 100 wins, the final evolution, a massive cursed mage staff topped with an infernal crown, shaped flame bursting from the pumpkin head, trails ghostly embers as you move, vines writhe along its length, and the aura radiates like a ghastly vision. Do we even need to explain why this is cool? That those descriptions were like some of the best visualizations I've ever read on the PokeMMO forums, genuinely. But yeah, the funny thing is, Rach eyeballed this. Can you see that here? Let me see. Rach eyeball reacted this, which is one of the, one of the devs is like, hey, that to me, it could mean one of two things. It could mean, or three things. They either like the idea, number one, they either are already working on the idea, number two, or number three, they're just fucking trolling. It could be any of those three, okay? So take that with what you will. I thought it was a really interesting post and wanted to show it off to you guys if it had something to pertain to the upcoming Halloween event or event season in PokeMMO. I guess I have kind of a small plan for this. Someone said, Pat, what's the plans for the main account? To be honest, like, not a whole lot of plans, but the main thing is just making investments on it. Letting it sit there, and then trying to make Pokeyen passively on it is the main thing. And then using that Pokeyen for giveaways like the STREAMATHON, coming up, things like that, right? Using it for giveaways, using it for content, using it for guides. I still need the main account for guides. That's like amazingly so, right? So yeah, I still need the account, obviously, and it's not going anywhere, but I'm spending more time on the Ironman and enjoying the Ironman account, Why spend time on, just play the thing you enjoy. Don't stress about it, right? That's really that simple. This is a fantastic question that I should have actually touched on in my video. If you could give a rough estimate on how much it would cost to build the 20 raid Pokemon for event season, the video you covered recently, what do you think it would be? Is a few million Pokemon enough to buy the mons into EV and XP train? You'd want to breed some of them. A lot of people brought up in the comments, you do want some of your raid Pokemon to be OT. I don't need all of them to be OT. Some raids require a few OT Pokemon. You really want as many as possible to be OT, which is like, breed your own. You can buy the breeders from the GTL and then breed them to get your OT. That's fine, as long as you have them in your Pokedex. That's totally fine. Also, OT with the star, OT with the asterisk, should work as well. They didn't work in previous years, but those should work this year for OTs as raids. The main hardest raid that you need a lot of OT is Heatran. Heatran requires 4 OTs, which is a lot. It's a lot more than you would realize. The sun is glaring on me right now, so I'm looking a little bright, I am this pale. Okay, give me a break. But anyways, so an estimate on how much it would cost to build all 20 mons. On average, and we're not counting the time to like EV train, XP training, I think 150k per Pokemon is fair. That's counting like TMs. You could build them for cheaper. You could actually like build them for a fair bit cheaper. But I'd rather over guesstimate how much it's going to cost you guys than underguesstimate. I like to do, that's how I like to do math. I'd rather give you guys an over guesstimated number than under. So if it's 150k per Pokemon, which you could probably build the mons for way cheaper. Some you could build for like 30k. Some you could build for 50k. Some will be 150, like a good Garchomp, right? But then you need like the TMs and stuff like that, which the items as well is like a bit. I would say you could build all 20 for 3 mil for sure, guaranteed. You could do it for way cheaper. You could. I like the idea of almost doing a challenge with trying to build as many raid mons as possible, like on a budget. That's a cool idea. Because you don't need 31s. You could build them way cheaper. It depends on how good you want them to be. Yeah, 150k per mon is a lot. I'm high guesstimating. Because TMs can be expensive. Sometimes you gotta buy 4 TMs, and that costs 30k sometimes times 4, right? Sometimes the TMs are just so expensive. So I'm just assuming really, really high end. I would say worst case scenario, you could build all 20 for 3 mil. That's like on the high end. Low end, I would say you could do it for a mil, maybe even less. Probably a mil. You want the like items as well though, like choice bands, choice scarves, life orbs. Those are gonna cost you a few 100k right there. If you have extra BP, use that, right? But yeah, so I would say low end 1 mil, high end 3 mil. Great question. I'm glad you pushed me to. I should have actually thought about that in my video. It's a great question. Good question. Why was Levitate taken away from Gengar, even though there is the hidden ability to add it, right? Too broken. They tried it in the past in PokeMMO, and it was too busted in OU PvP. It just gives Gengar so many immunities, right? So Gengar already has, if I recall, it's a ghost type, so it has the 2 immunities of normal types and fighting types, right? So you can switch Gengar for free into those moves, into those Pokemon, set up a nasty plot, set up a substitute, or like, go crazy, right? Do some crazy damage, right? With Levitate, you also get an immunity to like Garchomp's Earthquake, or like one of the most powerful moves in PvP being Earthquake, right? not only do you get an immunity, you also lose a weakness, because normally Earthquake would hit you really hard because you're poison type, right? So Levitate Gengar was just fucking insane. It was like so broken. They tried it. I think they tried it twice at 2 different times in PokeMMO, and it was way too broken both times, and they had to remove it. Yeah, Levitate Gengar just way too good. Being able to switch it in for free and start setting up substitutes, nasty plots, and sweeping, it was just way too good. It was just way too powerful. All right, fellas, it is time for either your most favorite or least favorite part of the stream what the fuck? The stream recap. Thank you for the sub Koto to this rambling streamer. Time for the Movietrouski takes, okay? If you don't know, my name is Patrouski. I've been watching a lot of movies in the year 2025, probably about a movie a day, and me and my wife have a movie pass to our local theater where we pay like $20 a month each person, and we can go see unlimited movies. And we see like, dude, we see like 10 movies a month. It's fucking sick. I love it so much. We love it. It's such a fun thing to like do a date night like twice a week, go see a movie, talk about it afterwards. I love it so much, man. If your local theater does a deal like that, I cannot recommend it enough. All right. Let's talk about now. This is a really weird Movietrouski take, okay? Because like 80% of this is just stand-up comedy, okay? Which is like, I love stand-up comedy, and a lot of this wasn't watched recently. It was just, I didn't realize I logged things on a website called Letterboxd, which is a cool way to like track what movies you've seen, keep memory. Because I forget what I've seen. I forget my thoughts and my memories. It's nice to keep track of it, have it all logged. I really enjoy that, right? So we're gonna start with it. Some of it's gonna be controversial because stand-up comedy just in nature is. Stand-up comedy is a really tough gig, man. It is people trying to play a line without being too offensive for a not funny joke. That's always not good, in my opinion. But they're also trying to be like funny enough. They're trying to play that line. And how do you play that line right? And comedy is the most subjective thing in media, in my opinion. If you don't like these stand-up comedians, I totally get it. I love a lot of these guys, and hopefully, you know, you don't view me as a bad person because of that. But I don't know. I can't stop that. We're gonna jump into it, okay? Yes, you've seen Shane Gillis live. I'm jealous. You know, he's got his ups and downs. I love Shane Gillis, Beautiful Dogs. I think this is one of the best stand-up acts that I've seen in the past 10 years. I think it's so fucking good. I really love it. If it's not your cup, I get it. I think he I have a friend who only watched him like on SNL, and I don't think he did that well. I think he was really nervous, obviously. You know, who am I to say this? But like I love him as a, you know, memer, but like I don't think he like delivered his jokes as well on SNL, sadly. But his stand-up is phenomenal, and he's just a funny guy, and I'm rooting for him. So Shane Gillis, Beautiful Dogs, whether it's your cup of tea, check it, give it a shot. I loved it. I thought it was a fucking 10 out of 10, like one of the best stand-up acts I've seen in the past 10 years. And then next up, Aziz Ansari, okay? Aziz Ansari, Intimate. This is like a 2008 or 2000. This is a really old stand-up comedy, okay? 2010 is what it's from. 2010. To give you guys a little insight into my world, I used to listen to this stand-up comedy routine on Spotify in 2011. To give you a little like insight into the Patrouski mind, I fucking loved this stand-up bit, dude. I love this act so much. I haven't listened to it in years, but I loved it when I was a kid, you know, growing up. So judge me with that, you know, with a little bit of grain of salt, okay? And then next up, we're getting into a lot of stand-up is very personal, very guilty pleasure, very subjective. We're getting into some funny stuff, or some funny like that I like it, right? One of my favorite comedians of all time is always going to be Nick Swardson, okay? Is he a highbrow, like, you know, classy comedian? No, dude, he is teenage boy, fart jokes, poop jokes, like vomit. It's really dumb, but he takes me back to a time in my life that I just laughed the most, and I love his, you know, he is everything immature, he's everything stupid, and I don't like a lot of content like that, but he's just my golden goose, my guilty pleasure, fucking, you know. So let me have my king, my fucking man that I love, Nick Swardson. Now, he did a movie called Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star. Even though I love Nick Swardson, okay, he plays for those who don't know Nick Swardson, he's in a lot of like Adam Sandler movies. He plays the crazed fan in Blades of Glory. I think he's super underrated there. He's done his own stand-up. He's in Grandma's Boy notoriously. I love Nick Swardson. Really underrated like side character in a lot of those movies. But man, Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star is not great. I think it's still maybe worth to watch if you like Nick Swardson. Probably not if you don't. I gave Bucky Larson a strong 3 out of 10. I gave it a 3 out of 10 and a like, because I still like it, you know? To give you an idea of Nick Swardson's style of comedy, his next stand-up act is called Nick Swardson Seriously Who Farted? I'm not going to go into a lot of the details. These are just dumb teenage boy level stand-up that I just enjoy and have a lot of nostalgia for. So I gave Seriously Who Farted a 9 out of 10 and a like. And then I gave Nick Swardson Taste It a 4 or an 8 out of 10, an 8 out of 10 and a like. And then next up we get to some movies. But even these are like movies. I watched I think the first 20 minutes of Disaster Movie, and I had to stop watching it. It's one of those like scary movie type parody movies, and it just didn't do anything interesting. It felt like Family Guy, where like all the bits were disconnected. It didn't feel like an actual like plot line or overarching storyline. It felt like they just wanted to tell as many gags as possible, but none of them were correlated by any means. I couldn't get through it. I gave it a 1 out of 5 or a 2 out of 10. Date Movie, I also dropped within the first like 15 minutes. I remember watching this growing up on like cable television and even being like, oh man, this is rough. Have you seen Airplane? By far one of the best comedies. Reminder, comedy is really subjective, okay? One of the most subjective things. I had to turn off Airplane at 13 minutes. It was not for me. I don't think it's bad. Really wasn't for me. Really not my style of comedy. I think 80s comedy in general is just really not my style. I love things like Step Brothers. I love things like Spaceballs. Did not like Spaceballs one bit. Don't like 80s comedy. I love Grandma's Boy. I love Happy Gilmore. I love Step Brothers. You know, Brigsby Bear, I guess. I watched the new Naked Gun movie in theaters and it was like fine. I like the effort put in, but it's just not my style, you know? Holy hot take. Comedy is super subjective. I love Tim Robinson. I love Friendship, and I love his show. I think Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave is the funniest. I think it might be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, which is kind of fucked up, but I think it's true. Next up, another Nick Swardson stand-up comedy special. Nick Swardson Make Joke from Face. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I watched this was his most recent special, and I did really, really enjoy it. I liked it. I laughed a fair bit at it out loud. What I'm looking for in a comedy special, a stand-up act, is I should be laughing out loud through like at least 30%, if not 50% of the set. That's like really impressive to me. And I think Nick Swardson Make Joke from Face did that. You can make fun of Nick Swardson for being, his jokes aren't the most mature and he's very silly willy, you know, whatever, right? I genuinely think Nick Swardson is one of the best physical comedians and best stand-up performers of all time. The way that he moves his hand, his facial expressions, his voices, I think his performances are actually like just objectively and incredibly talented and that's what makes him really funny to me personally, and the stories that he tells. Next up, man, talk about hot takes. The Dark Knight Rises. I don't know if this is that much of a hot take. I'm not sure. The Dark Knight Rises, the third Batman movie. Me and my wife, for those who don't know, we have our movie pass. We watched Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises all in theaters recently. They did a 4K re-releases to celebrate Christopher Nolan. I gave The Batman Begins a 10 out of 10 and a like. I gave The Dark Knight a 10 out of 10, but no like. But The Dark Knight's probably a better movie objectively, but I prefer Batman Begins from a story perspective. I miss when superhero movies were like real origin stories. And then The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises, I'm not going to say any spoilers here, but if you want to read my full review on Letterboxd, oh my God, I didn't realize how long this was. This review is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 paragraphs. I wrote a fucking novel for Dark Knight Rises. It's a 6 out of 10. This movie has some amazing points. I give it a 6 out of 10 and a like. Okay? This movie has some amazing points and then some goofy ass fucking scenes that make no fucking sense. The Dark Knight is the most tightly shot movie like maybe of all time. I don't think you could add or take out a scene in The Dark Knight. It's such a like it's a perfect movie. The Dark Knight Rises, I feel like you could have simultaneously cut scenes. Any scene where Batman's in his fucking helicopter looks, it's all goofy. Every scene is goofy as fuck with that. Every action scene is like, has no actual plot relevance. It's all like really overdone. Any scene of him in the fucking Batcopter looks goofy as hell and is goofy as hell in my opinion. This movie also had, I think, the worst acted death I've ever seen in a blockbuster movie. I'm not going to say who, or, you know, someone dies in Batman, you know, shouldn't be a spoiler, but like literally the worst acted death I've ever seen in a blockbuster movie, where the person, they're like, they go, I couldn't fucking believe it. It looked like they looked like the fucking nausea symbol on like Windex when you don't want kids to drink it. Like, it's actually fucking crazy. I couldn't believe it was an actor. I couldn't believe it. It was insanely poorly acted, that part. And there's a few Dark Knight Rises. The positives of Dark Knight Rises, the cinematography is also kind of boring in Rises in my opinion, the camera shots, but who am I? The best part of Dark Knight Rises that speaks to me and I just love is the everything about the pit. Everything about the pit is so good. Everything regarding the pit is like an S tier premise. All the fucking visual correlations to the wet, like, dude, the pit is so good. Everything about the pit is so fucking good. Everything about the pit is so good. Everything regarding the pit is so fucking good. Okay, the pit is the best part of the movie. Holy shit. And I do like that, like, they aren't afraid to make Batman actually go through like some really terrible like hardship. That's like a really, you know, they've always done that in the Batman movies. This shouldn't be a spoiler. Maybe it's like the lightest of spoilers, so apologies. My wife agreed. My wife gave this a 3.5, so a 7 out of 10. I gave it a 6 out of 10. This movie just has some like really lazy moments, which, I mean, to be fair, they're coming off of making two of the most perfect movies ever, Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, so it makes them that they'd be burned out for Dark Knight Rises. There's a scene where one of the biggest scenes of the entire movie, okay, you obviously know Batman and Bane are in the movie. It shouldn't be a spoiler. Batman and Bane step up to fight, okay? They come for like maybe the final encounter, okay? Maybe the biggest fucking hand-to-hand combat fight in the whole movie. And what do they say to greet each other? Bane says, oh, I didn't even get to how goofy Bane's voice is. Bane says, are you here to watch Gotham burn, Batman? And Batman goes, no, I'm here to save it. That's it! It's the peak of the movie! And the villain says, oh, are you here to watch the city burn? No, I'm actually here to save it. Like, what? What the fuck? That's what you wrote? You actually wrote it? That's insane to me. That line was so pathetically lazy. It was really fucking sad to me. And then the Bane, I didn't even get to the funniest part of the whole movie is the Bane voice. So fun fact, I tried to watch The Dark Knight Rises 10 years ago around when it released, and I turned it off because I thought that I was watching a bootlegged copy. When I first heard Bane's voice in the opening scene in the plane, I thought that it was dubbed over to avoid copyright. I was watching on a certain website. I thought it was dubbed over to avoid copyright. So I was like, I'm not going to ruin my experience. I'm going to turn off the movie because I can't watch the movie with this voice. And it was actually just the real fucking voice. I couldn't believe it. I don't know if I'm alone in this. Bane's voice in The Dark Knight Rises is insanely laughably bad. I cannot take him seriously. He sound like, Batman, how are you doing today? What's up, Batman? He sounds insane. He sounds like a fucking chipmunk. It's crazy. I don't get it. Apparently, yeah, I've never seen I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm alone on that take. Bane's voice in The Dark Knight Rises is, I was like laughing. I was like, there were scenes where he was trying to be menacing and I was holding back laughter in the theater to not disrespect the fellow viewers. The Bane voice is one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. The Bane voice is up there, in my opinion, with making 28 Days Later 480p and then stretching. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Those two things are so bad. And personal opinion, not objectively correct. Okay. Moving on, it's a long Charlie. Another stand-up thing. I actually really liked Stavros Halkias. He's a fucking Stavros, bro. He's a fucking big guy from Baltimore. You know, that's totally I grew up in Maryland. I didn't grow up in Baltimore. I'm gonna fucking front that, right? But like, I grew up in Maryland. Grew up around Baltimore. You know, traveled, visited, stayed there for a few weeks. I'm a big Ravens fan. I really like Stavros. I've rated some of his other stand-up specials pretty well. I really did not like this stand-up special, Stavros Fat Rascal. It was just like kind of flat and whatever. I really like Stavros, so don't see this thing, I don't like him. I do like him. I love him in Tires as well. His character's great in Tires. I love Stavros. Did not like this special. It just felt very like samey jokes and very like tippy. It felt like to me he just wanted to be perceived in a positive light. I think that was his main goal in this special. And when you do that as a stand-up comedian, I feel like you're doing the wrong thing. You're like kind of killing the line playing, right? Yeah. Anyways, and then finally, the most positive, in my opinion, most excited movie I'm actually want to talk about, Caught Stealing. Oh my goodness, this new movie with Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz, this movie blew me the fuck away. Me and my wife went to Caught Stealing impromptu. It was like 9:45 p.m. and both of us were like, we're not really doing anything. Do you want to go see if a movie is showing? With a movie pass, right? And there was Caught Stealing, started at 10 p.m. We were the only people in the theater. Nobody else came to see it. We were the only people. It was like 10 p.m. on like a Thursday night. We went to go see Caught Stealing. This movie was really fucking good. I was really impressed. Oh my goodness. I was expecting a 6 out of 10 like dumb action movie, right? I was expecting like just a stupid like throwaway action movie. The trailer made it seem very like samey and whatever. This movie totally flipped on its head. The trailer perfectly baits you into thinking it's like a nothing action movie, and then it's very unique. It's very different. It takes a lot of paths that a lot of movies don't. I think some of the plot points are pretty predictable, but only because they give you the information. Some are like, I was really shocked. There were so many moments in the movie where I was like, I can't believe they just did that to that character. What the fuck? Caught Stealing is really good, really exciting, really fun, like a really detailed done movie. So Caught Stealing takes place in 1998. Something that I don't know if I probably wouldn't have noticed if they used the wrong bill, but there's a scene in the movie with like a bunch of cash. It's like an action movie like in New York, right? They put a lot of effort into making this 1998 movie like true to the time. They got a fucking stacks of old $20 bills. I only noticed because I would have never noticed if they just used like modern $20 bills, but they used all the old like $20 bills, and I was like, oh shit, I remember those like growing up. Like it was really fucking cool, man. The details, the effort they put into this, really fun. But like really, I say fun, but it's a really hard watch. This movie was actually like way heavier than I expected, and like the consequences that happen in this movie are really intense for like a dumb action movie. They feel hefty versus like, okay, dumb action movie, like guy gets his family's taken from him, #taken, and by the end he gets them back and only bad guys die, and blah blah. This movie was really fucking intense. So Caught Stealing blew me away. I was expecting a 6 out of 10, hoping for a 7 out of 10, and I got a 9 out of 10. Blew me away. 9 out of 10. And a like. Hell yeah. Caught Stealing was fantastic. Definitely worth watching in theaters, in my opinion. Check it out. Thanks for watching the very long MOVIETROUSKI takes. Here, I've gotten this question a ton recently, so I'm going to go ahead and answer it for a stream recap clip. Someone said, where can I see the upcoming catch events in PokeMMO? If you watch my stream recaps, to be fair, you might already know this answer, but you can always find upcoming catch events in PokeMMO under the official PokeMMO forums under official events. You can always find them all listed there, or alternatively, you could watch my stream recaps, of course, or my streams at the beginning of every stream and at the beginning of every stream recap. I like to shout out the catch events, so people who just want to know about the catch events don't even have to watch the whole stream recap. I'm trying, like, obviously I would prefer that, but I'm trying to get you guys the information first, and that's, yeah, information first, selfish gain second. Okay, hopefully that comes off like that, because I want to give you guys that information. So catch events either on the forums or via my stream recap / streams, probably the two best options in my opinion. All right, but I've officially been live for 4 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and catch one more Ditto, fellas, and probably call it Castle Crashers. We're reminiscing on like Xbox 360 games, Castle Crashers co-op with the boys, dude, Dungeon Defenders. When Minecraft released on Xbox, that was a big deal. Anyways, we're getting off topic, but it's a fun little. This is the on-stream topics you can find yourself if you want to come join the stream. We just do a lot of other video games, movies, TV shows, anime, whatever it is for the day. Just a lot of, you know, fun discussion while playing Pokemon in the background. Like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if not, subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon uploads. I do upload a video every single day on this beautiful game that I love so much. Thanks for watching as per usual. Discord down below, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube membership, Twitch Prime, Twitch subs, PayPal, and Venmo. But really, guys, Factor, this month Factor is the best way to support by far. Link or code will be both in the description first thing. If you want to support, it means the world to me, and it supports the subathon and the streamathon, and it supports just you getting a dope deal and some cool food. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Happy start of the week, Monday. Peace Reno, fellas.
Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.